Assalamualaikum and good morning to Dr. Zulkifli bin Abdul Latif. My name is Nur Lina Qaleeda and together with my group mates is Nur Lina Qaleeda binti Abdul Halim and Rusnadirah Hafizah binti Ruslan. Today we will present topic about virtual and augmented reality by Rebecca Ormond. Okay, next slide. Okay, on the introduction, so the virtual reality VR and augmented reality AR and its subtypes mixed reality MR and augmented reality AV is classified by the software and hardware and content. The philosopher Celine Tricart 2018 described VR as an image, sound and other sensation that recreate a real environment or construct an imaginary one. For the augmented reality, overlays digital imagery over the actual world, and mixed reality is when VR and AR are combined. So the AV includes haptic interaction with real-world items. The haptics here is referred to a sensation of touch and is usually obtained using a controller or the input devices. So the VR actually is used when you see with the VR headset, but the 360 video is also viewed when viewed on a flat screen using the VR player. So in this sense, the VR and the AR is referred to the technology subcategories which include MR, AV, and also the 360-degree video that we call as a magic video in the IT world. The VR is seen on the stereoscopic HMD, which deliver a different image to each eye. So there are a variety of the HMD, which is stand for head-mounted display. So those based on the smartphone, and one second is those catered onto a computer, and those they are all in one and functioning equivalent to the HMD, but not physically linked to the computer. So mostly the PlayStation VR and Oculus Rift are both rated HMD with controller, which is the haptics. So I just want to tell you that one of the success of Pokemon Go demonstrate that the potential of AR on our mobile devices, and the VR also can be live action CG of both. So the live action material is collected by the synchronized camera or a camera system with several lenses and sensor. So the function is after they capture, separate pictures are stitched together to generate a lat-long image. So lat-long is similar to the way of spherical globe is represented on a flat map. So normally the 360-degree VR cameras are pricey and only affordable for the big budget. Okay, next. Okay, this is the example of the variety of the company on non-entertainment VR AR companies and products. So as we can see here, a variety of the company are using the AR and VR technologies in their products. So as you can see, it's a Lenovo, Google, we have Facebook, we have Microsoft, we have Fox, and also the banking line also use the AR and VR technology, which is the Mastercard and World Bank Group. Okay, all right, so next. Okay, this is the history about the AR and VR. So the background is Charles Whitten devised the stereoscope in 1833. So it used a mirror to reflect two pictures to a viewer's left and right eye, creating a dual image artwork with depth and solidity. So after that, the Oliver Wendell Holmes adapted the Whitten device into a portable stereoscopic photo reader, and millions has used it through the golden age of the stereography from 1870 to 1920. Yeah. So here the stereoscope was prominent in the early film, and between the 19th century and 1960, there were few mechanical VR devices, the most notable being Edwin Link's flight simulator, which was created in 1928 and sold 10,000 units to the Army Air Corps by 1935. In 1968, Ivan Sutherland and Bob Sproul constructed the first VR helmet-mounted display (HMD), the Sword of Damascus. It was somewhat see-through, so the user could view a bit of the room, making this earlier of the AR technology. In the 1980s, NASA constructed a stereoscopic HMD called VVET, and VPL Laboratories developed additional HMD, including an early VR glove. So by 2016, Sony announced that Theater PlayStation VR, which could be used with the PlayStation 4, selling the most Theater HMD units in 2016. So this is the example. So and have a few one, which is Silicon Valley AR VR companies raised around 6,508 million in the 2015, while the Chinese government invested 593 million USD on the VR in 2015 and 2016. Okay, so this is all the background about the AR and VR revolution. Okay, next.
Okay, on the next slide, I'm going to continue that part regarding to the recent developments and market share in 2021 and also 2022. Okay, regarding to the new development areas for enterprise all around the world are being opened up mainly to augmented reality technology, which is the data from Technology and Telecom 2022 shows that the AR market will grow $198 billion by 2025, and according to the predictions of industry analysts. And basically, there will be 3.5 billion, according to this researcher, that mobile AR users by the end of this year, according to the prediction. And the AR experience can be competitive advantage in many sectors that have been wide market to tap into. And moreover, the mobile augmented reality has a number of evidence advantages that have made into the focus of much of the attention in technology, and users don't have to spend the money on expensive headgears if they already have the AR capable smartphone. So basically, if you are an iPhone users, you can have the right away the AR augmented reality in your phone. So basically, it can be accessed by your daily phone to that particular software. So and as defined by Facebook, the metaverse would enable to peer-to-peer lifelike interaction in digital work environment by uniting the physical and also the virtual realm. And the marketed versions of the metaverse is doing its best to maintain its integrity. And by that, the users would be able to face situations that aren't constrained by the law of physics if augmented reality and virtual reality elements were combined in a way that mimic real experience, perhaps. And on the metaverse, we could even theoretically do anything. It can be a travel, frolics, or maybe work, or maybe fun that we can do to socialize with our friends and family and our colleague even though. And on last point, the development of the metaverse speaks to a diverse spectrum of technological possibilities that have not yet been explored to their full potential. And according to Bloomberg Intelligence, this 2021, in this one website, the market for metaverse technology is anticipated to be worth $800 billion by the year of 2025, and it is possible that this value may exceed the threshold of $2.5 trillion by the year of 2030. And this development of this sector has been getting the attention from outside world that is required in order to transform both reality, technology, and also the future. Okay. And the recent development, I mean the medium used by the AR and also VR throughout globally, the augmented and virtual reality markets in Asia Pacific are expected also to grow significantly in several areas, including the commercials and also the healthcare. And the main reason likely to boost the augmented reality and virtual reality market in the next year is the increasing expansion in the consumer and commercial market and augmented and virtual reality markets in the APEC area are expected to increase in tandem with growing business and consumer market in developing countries such as India, China, Japan, and also Malaysia. So as we know, Malaysia has a lot of e-commerce platform which we can directly go there and try the visual and also the also augmented realities. One update might be Shopee because as we know, the Shopee is one of these most users that are in Asia Pacific and also Asia country. And second point, the increased augmented reality expenditure and also AP demand in e-commerce and retail due to COVID-19 will drive the AR and has been drive the AR and VR market over the projection periods. And the expansion actually of the travel reality manufacturing to fuel the augmented and
Ras, you are
social
lagging.
media platform is regarded.
Lagging. Okay. Now okay.
Okay. So I tried to catch back on the second point, elaboration on second point, which is the expansions of the travel and tourism industry and also the telecom companies engagement with augmented reality manufacturers to reduce latency are likely to fuel the augmented reality and also the virtual reality market. And according to this one researcher, Perkins Coie, stated that the content of the social media platform is regarded as the medium with the highest VR and AR usage rate coming at 47%. And as we know, Instagram and also Facebook has been monopolized the social media market. As we know, the Instagram has its own filter based on many content creators that contribute their interface or maybe layouts of their Instagram story in the Instagram. So by that, we could see the usage and also the consumptions of the AR and also VR in this social media market has been expanded. So and also we move to the retail industry. Developers use augmented reality technology to offer try before you buy experience for customer. And most of the time, customer of major retailers such as Amazon, Gucci, ASOS, and Sephora has already downloaded the augmented reality apps from their perspective website, and also we can just go through that and try the experience through their applications. And even though if we take an example from IKEA, a retailer of home furnishing and appliances is yet another excellent illustrations of this principle. So the IKEA Place app application, which can be downloaded for free in iOS and also Android devices, which enable customers to virtually arrange furniture in our own home before we making purchases from their store. And last but not least, my point on this slide, when new technologies are designed largely with human behavior in mind as opposed to being imposed due to internal corporate requirements, their effect might be beneficial. So indeed, it is no longer debatable that online shopping has had an impact on traditional retail, which is the offline purchases that we can go through the shop and trying the experience on that, because we can even have our own experience in trying using apps without even go out from our home. So nevertheless, the technology has also assisted business in navigating the increasing overlap between online and also the physical settings, which is now has been a part of our life nowadays. So we move on to the next slides.
Okay, moving on to the next topic, which is the recent development in terms of the technology itself. So basically, what has been mentioned in the textbooks, basically it mentions about the VAS camera, which is a 3D 360-degree camera, video that can video of VR camera. So in our research, we would like to add on a few technologies that has been used by the industry players recently, which are I would like to divide it into virtual reality and augmented reality so that we can understand it clearly. And so there basically in terms of the virtual reality, smartphones coupled with headsets have been the most common use of delivering a virtual reality experience for a few years now. This has been the most accessible entry point for consumer VR to use. The VR market has existed longer actually than augmented reality. So these are one of the device that has been used is more advanced system other than the VAS camera itself is the Oculus Rift, which is it coupled with 360 degrees camera as well, and it helps virtual reality experience to be more enhanced. So this Oculus set has basically revolved into a few we could say a few series or like a few more updates of the more upgrades of the device itself. And basically during basically it the required software tools basically will enhance the users to actually have the VR experience themselves. So in accordance with the current situation, which is the pandemic that happened previously on 2020 and until now, we are moving towards the endemic. So virtual reality is showing some effective to certain industries such as tourism and cultural industries, whereby the device that I mentioned earlier, the Oculus Rift, basically being used in this industry. So for example, it is being used to for VR museums in the Europe. Museums basically began to take an integrative approach considering the uncertainty and dynamic nature of the pandemic, which requires heritage institutions to be more agile and seek to incorporate VR, AR, and MR, which is virtual reality, augmented reality, and the mixed reality, both on-site and online, which is since during the pandemic, a lot of people cannot like go out and do things or like visiting museums and things like that. So this industry have like they became like a bit slowed down in terms of their operations. So they have taken initiatives to actually try to seek approach to like using the current technology such as VR and AR to actually still have people to experience their museums. So basically it is being used to create the museum tours and make the exhibitions interactive and to bring the scenes to life. For example, in 2021, there is a VR museums. Actually, there's a lot. One of the example is the Victoria and Albert Museums exhibitions in London in 2021. So as for the augmented reality, I'd say the first validation of consumer augmented reality technology use came from the explosively popular AR app Pokemon Go, as what Diana has mentioned earlier. So before then, nobody had thought about AR experiences or applications on a smartphone. This is unexpected. This unexpected use of mobile AR successfully validate the consumer mass adoption of augmented realities. So companies like Snapchat and Facebook have found the entertaining ways to deliver AR experiences on social media platforms. Retailers have developed AR apps to assist customers with online purchasing decision. So this is also as what Rus has mentioned earlier about the apps, which is the IKEA Place in the iOS, which it gives consumer the ability to visualize the furnitures in their own home simply by holding up their smartphone in a room or area. So as what I mentioned earlier, basically this is due to the current technology that has been developed, which is the LiDAR technology. LiDAR technology basically it is a light it is a like a sensor which right now it is being featured in the Apple's current lineups, which is the iPhone 12 and iPad Pro and the latest one. So it started with the iPhone 12 and iPad Pro. So basically LiDAR technology, it brings more realistic AR creations because it can provide a sense of depth to AR creations instead of them looking like a flat graphic. So I would say the recent development other than the vast camera that has been featured in the textbook, as for the virtual reality, it is the Oculus Rift, and as for the augmented reality, I would say in the Apple's product, which is the LiDAR sensor. Okay, that's all for me. Moving on.
Okay, next slide is a current status, which is to implementing the VR and AR. Okay, so the COVID-19 epidemic has had a devastating impact on the tourist sector. So, but on the plus side, it has accelerated the testing and implementation of cutting-edge technology like VR and AR. So the VR, AR, and the MR technologies have made it possible for tourists to explore an area and test a destination before investing the money to travel the destination. So what I can say here, people are able to relive their vacation even after they have returned home with the existence of programmers that utilize the XR technology. So what I want to explain about the XR is XR is stand for extended reality, which is composites the AR, VR, and MR. It's another enhancement technology for the AR, VR, and MR. They are combined together. So it employs a human to PC screen interface and alters it via AR, VR, or both. So the AR technology allows a future that merges reality and virtual worlds. AR and VR have made online virtual places more accessible. AR, which is AR, can embed virtual things into the actual world, and VR immerses people in the 3D virtual environments. So VR and can provide more realistic online shopping experience that imitate brick and mortar outlets. So I give an example. Consider the possibility that an interactive website powered by AR and VR, it might bring back the memories of a trip to the Maldives Island, example, with your families. So it will allow you to feel the rich biodiversity and the India Ocean gentle currents again. So after the epidemic, this real-life experience can help attract tourists from all over the world and relaunch the travel and tourism business in 2022. So VR can provide more realistic online shopping experience like what I mentioned just now. Can a customer may test clothes and accessories using digital avatars and chatbot for enhanced buying experience. So the virtual mirror enabled by the AR technology will allow buyers to try on clothes without touching them. So if they enjoy what they sample, they just can point them to the shelf with those good and just buy. So and then the major focus of AR and VR innovation in 2020 will be realistic, engaging, and most importantly, is secure educational opportunities. So in terms of the educational part, After the appearance of the COVID-19, online and distance education and training are provided. So the future of AR and VR technology will make it easier for people to pursue educational opportunities despite their busy schedule. So instead of reading a boring numbers, students will be able to visualize a thing which will assist them in their information retention. Okay, that's it. Next.
Okay.
Okay, so there's some factors to watch, which is from here we would like to divide it into two parts, which is the pros and cons of the VR and AR technology. So one of the good sides of VR and AR technology is that the technology can be utilized to save the planet. How is this possible? So, for instance, in 2016, as Pokemon Go grabbed a diverse set of users' attention to broke the barrier between the real world and the human screens, researchers evaluate the app's success and explore ways to applying it to the environmental conservation. So later that year, professionals released the first Oculus headset, normalizing virtual reality in the gaming world. So from here, this basically scientists also explore using VR to stimulate ecological awareness and minimize adverse climate change impacts. This helps users to view the adverse effects of climate change. Then, according to a researcher, there is a project called This is Climate Change, where it transport individuals to the far corner of Earth where rising temperatures have significant ecological impacts. So from whatever the users see the VR visuals, so they could see how this deforestation, droughts, and a lot of the things that may, a lot of activities that may contribute to the climate change can impact the earth itself. So this is one of the pros. As for the cons, as sophisticated as the technology is, it is certainly has its own cons. So VR and AR users are encouraged to adopt the right practices to limit and prevent side effects, which are such as health issues. And this is particularly basically affecting affecting the human brains. According to the researcher, neuroscientists at UCLA have been conducting research on how the use of virtual reality systems affect the brain. So the researchers found out that the hippocampus, a region of the brain involved in mapping an individual's location in space, showed 60% of neurons shut down, which is it could basically affect someone's brains from functioning normally, from functioning in a normal way. So also additionally, according to ANSYS 2021, exposure to VR or AR device may disrupt the sensory system as well and lead to systems such as nausea, dizziness, sweating, pallor, loss of balance, and therefore they advise for users to stop using the device as soon as the symptoms appear. So this is some of the health issues that relates to the technology itself if it is used too much from the users. But however, a lot of there's just a few since the technology is pretty much quite new, so there is just a few studies on this. So the researchers advise basically to enhance the study in this area, which is the relations of the VR and AR technology and related to the human's health. Okay. Next, moving on.
All right.
Okay, so next slide is getting a job. So, these industries is employ software developers, content producer, writers for AR and VR, quality assurance professionals, and also the designers. So, other business beside entertainment and gaming, it also can offer a real-time value. So, some medical firms provide the VR experiences, such as doctor, nurses, students, and other healthcare workers may train and practice in immersive and live environment that mimic the real world. So the VR is used in building, architecture, retail, automotive, and also the hardware service. And AR and VR also are useful for events and meetings since they initiate live experiences. With the VR, AR and VR, viewers can learn about, explore, and observe far of things up close. So AR and VR may turn as a basic online meeting or seminar or regular event into the engaging and unforgettable experience. Example like using AR and VR technology for events and meetings will be eliminates travel and venue expenditure because anybody can use it from anywhere in the globe, even their own house. So in the future, what I can say is a virtual reality, which is VR meetings, will be more cost effective and beneficial to education as well as widely available. So AR and VR, it should be considered by the companies or event organizer and then presenter. Business also could use this as a cost-effective, entertaining, futuristic option for the meetings, training, and also events. Okay, I think, yeah, next.
So I lagging sikit. Okay. Alright. Okay, so our last subtopic, which is projecting the future. Both augmented reality and virtual reality are transforming industries across the world. So VR and AR technologies are becoming globally relevant due to its wide range of uses that can help businesses, academia, governments across the globe to reach their business goals. So a number of leading companies have slowly begun adapting the use of AR or VR into their businesses. For instance, personal care and beauty store like Sephora, or maybe we can look at in the Malaysian scopes, which is drugstores like Watsons. They are actually utilizing the technology of VR and AR, which is they has initiated a campaign called Color Me Virtual Makeup Try On in 2021, which allows customers to virtually try on makeup products, including lipsticks, mascara, eyeshadow, brown coloring, and foundation. So the campaign uses augmented reality technology, and upgraded virtual makeup services have been launched in Watson's apps. So even if the customers are wearing face masks, they can virtually try on any lipstick products they choose. This is accordance with the practices of SOPs during the COVID-19 era, which the customers cannot literally try on the makeups in the store. Therefore, such features basically helps help improve the customers to make decision before they purchase the product, since they cannot try the product itself like previously before the COVID era. So, additionally, according to Tech Jury, the global AR VR markets are expected to grow into in 209.2 US billion dollars by 2022, with more than 171 million users worldwide. And according to this data, it is expected to have a rapid increase in demand for AR VR carriers in 2022 and beyond. So as what in other research, it is based on other surveys in other research. Almost 70% of respondents believe that AR and VR will become mainstream within 5 years. So this is what they are expecting. In 5 years, there will be something that is being widely used globally. So to conclude briefly, the industry of VR and AR is predicted to grow even further, and this is of course due to the Industrial Revolution 5.0 as well. Okay, I think that's all from us. Okay.
Alright, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Doktor. Assalamualaikum. Thank you semua. Bye.
Everyone, Assalamualaikum.